Wrap-Up Show. I'm John Hine, usually joined by Gary Dell'Abate. He's in the studio, but J.D. Harmeyer and his new specs are here.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Teddy Microphone back on the board. Hope you're feeling better, Ted. Steve Brandano taking the calls, 888-STERN-100. 888-783-7610. That's the number to call us to talk about everything that happens on the Howard Stern Show. And as always, we've got plenty to discuss. Ralph gets hired by Howard to dress him for America's Got Talent, and Robin objects to him only wearing one suit. A hidden track of the Doors confirms Howard's hatred of the band, or he doesn't like the band. Scott the engineer was joking when he asked for preferential treatment for his son on America's Got Talent. You're shaking your head, JD.
Always joking. Everything he says is a joke.
Is that his excuse to get out of saying something he regrets saying, or do you think he's really joking?
It's definitely both. It's at least both. I'm sure, yeah. Thinks he's funny.
And do you find Scott to be funny with his jokes?
He's funny, like, you know how when you see something that where someone's supposed to be funny, but they're really not, and it's just painfully bad, that's funny to me.
So you're laughing at him, not with him.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Richie Wilson's eulogy for his dog brings Howard closer to his dog. It was very sad what Richie had to say. And Eric the Midget having oxygen tank issues and other issues with In Plain Sight that infuriate Gary to the point where, I mean, I've seen people get under Gary's skin. Eric's the champ. I mean, you get so pissed off at Eric, but before you comment, Gary, JD, you had an issue with Eric before any of this came up.
Oh, I haven't liked him ever. I can't remember the last time I liked him. And I actually got this email that I forwarded to Gary, and I would like to publicly apologize to Gary.
There's no apology needed.
I know. For having to deal with this. And it won't happen again because if I get any emails, because my work emails on the website, if I get any emails regarding Eric the Midget and possible work, they'll go right to the trash. So they'll be deleted immediately.
Is that the new policy, Gary?
It is for me. What am I helping him out for?
Yeah.
Listen, I know people will say, but Gary, this is why he's funny on the show, because he's so fucking ungrateful and such an arrogant little shit. But in this case, I've helped him out. Listen, I bust his balls. I admit it. I bust his balls. I've also helped him out. I've gotten him into American Idol. I facilitated whenever he's done any of these shows with the producers. I do want to see him get some work, but he doesn't. I'm telling you, his handicap is that he's a prick. He's a little fucking no good shit.
You called him ungrateful quite a few times.
That's his Achilles heel.
What, being ungrateful?
Being called ungrateful.
Well, he's very good at it.
And he's got an agent anyway, so let his agent finally, let him do it.
I know, he and his agent are off and on. I never know what's going on. I mean,
Not our problem.
I genuinely, I was on my vacation, and I thought to myself, oh, here's a chance for Eric to make a couple of bucks. I'll forward this along. I never imagining that it could turn into like a scathing email back about what an asshole I am and how I don't fucking listen.
How do you think this is going to turn out?
Poorly. I think they're probably just about done with him. He couldn't, I said to the guys in the office, I said to Howard on the air, they run a business. He doesn't. So I'm going to side with them. When I see what they say and I see what he says, he doesn't understand. He's like, oh, we just did this. He couldn't even be honest about how many times. I only spoke to them once yesterday. Twice. Well, the third time I spoke to them.
Scott in Michigan, you're on the Wrap-Up Show.
He wasn't fully awake here.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, do you guys just, tolerate Eric because he's kind of part of the program? Or, I mean, if that guy dealt with me like that, I would be like, I wouldn't deal with him at all. I don't see how you guys can put up with him, especially Gary. He really gives Gary the business.
Well, again, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there have been people on the show in the past. A lot of them have been part of the whack pack that I just can't deal with. But you deal with them because they're good for the show. So I'm never going to not put Eric on. I'm never going to not notice a request from Eric for something. Will deals with him mostly anyway, but I got sort of pulled into the vortex because I was dealing with the producer from In Plain Sight. But no matter how much I dislike him, I will never let it, ruin anything that goes on with him being on the show.
I thought Eric was completely wrong for sending you that mean email. That was a favor he did. But it does seem to me, with the facts we have, that it seems to me like the producer, Neil, what's his name?
Neil Strauss.
Neil Strauss.
No, John Strauss.
I mean, John
Strauss.
Strauss.
Sorry.
Neil Strauss picks up women.
That's cool. But it is looking a little bit for a story. And I'm not saying
He's not
for publicity or anything like that. Just say
I can tell you,
it seems like when he was on, he kind of enjoys the whole Eric thing.
He does, but I had conversations with him off the air, and he's like, "Yeah, seems like it would be fun even from the beginning, but I'm running a show, and this can't be my whole day."
But it's an easy decision to make. He doesn't need to keep writing you letters about it.
Well, we'll see.
He's forwarding me stuff. In other words, he's forwarding me stuff like he's trying to facilitate this, and over and over and over again, Eric has issues.
Well, it's
like grade A, fucking 5-star asshole issues.
It sounded like Eric said, and it's like a lot of these things we don't have the exact facts.
I don't believe a word that comes out of the little fucker's mouth.
That did they give him dates, and then they said, wait, we need to change them to these dates?
That's what he says, but I don't believe him, because again, they run a business and he doesn't.
And when you said it was the last 2 days, was it they said any of these dates are possible, and Eric chose the last 2 of what they offered him?
The email that I read was, Eric has moved his days because he can't get his oxygen tank, and the only 2 days he can do are the last 2 days we're shooting. That's what I read.
And this is a business where you're used to dealing with divas.
And change.
But you don't believe a word Eric's saying.
I think Eric believes what he's talking about, but because he doesn't function in the real world, I don't think he understands how the real world operates. I think he thinks he's right. I don't think he's flat out lying. He thinks, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, because that's how I mean, really, what's Eric's schedule? Get up, eat, and shit?
I'm not sure what he does on a day-to-day basis.
I'm just saying he doesn't follow a schedule. So when he has to follow a schedule, I can understand why it might be difficult for him.
It's nice that you put it in that order, though.